Every year, more than 3 million tons of peanut butter are consumed worldwide. Its creamy texture and unmistakable flavor have turned it into an absolute staple. It is in breakfasts, shakes, desserts, and sports diets. And for many, it is directly an addiction. But have you ever wondered how it is actually produced? What do factories hide behind a simple peanut so that it ends up being so irresistible? Well then, today we will travel directly to the United States, home to one of the most gigantic peanut butter processing plants on the planet. A place where, every day, tons of kernels are roasted, ground, and transformed into one of the most consumed products in the world. So, get ready, because you are about to discover how peanut butter is manufactured on a massive scale. We begin. Step number 1. Cultivation and harvesting of the peanut. Everything begins in gigantic agricultural fields, plantations that stretch as far as the eye can see, and where the raw material of one of the most consumed products on the planet is cultivated. And here comes something that almost nobody knows. The peanut does not grow on trees. It does not even grow on the ground. It grows under the soil. The plant develops on the surface like any other, but the peanuts are born directly at the root, buried under the earth. For months, the field seems quiet, but under the soil, thousands of pods are growing in silence. This process can last several months and is controlled to the millimeter by the farmers. Maturation cannot be advanced or delayed. If there is a failure here, the entire harvest is lost. When the peanut reaches the exact point, the harvest begins and heavy machinery enters the scene. No manual collection. In massive production, giant mechanical diggers are used that move through the rows, lift the complete plant, and shake it violently to release the soil. The image is brutal. Thousands of plants torn from the ground with tons of peanuts hanging from the roots, still covered in dust and mud. But they are not ready yet. Freshly harvested, peanuts contain too much moisture. If they were stored like that, they would spoil in a matter of days, and months of work would be ruined. To avoid it, the initial drying begins. The plants are left to rest in a controlled way in special facilities until reducing the moisture to the exact level. Only then, when the kernel is stable and in perfect conditions, is the green light given to move to the next step of its industrial transformation. Step number 2. Arrival at the factory, cleaning and selection. With the peanut already dry and ready, its entry into the industrial world begins. Trucks loaded to the limit arrive without rest at the plant and unload tons of raw peanuts into enormous metal hoppers. But not everything that arrives is useful. Just as it comes from the field, the peanut comes accompanied by soil, stones, dry roots, and even fragments of metal or wood. If that entered production, the result would be a disaster. Once clean, the peanut enters high-precision automatic sorting lines. Machines equipped with optical sensors, weighing systems, and high-speed cameras analyze each kernel individually in fractions of a second. Absolutely everything is checked: size, shape, color, and any visible defect. Defective kernels are automatically expelled from the line at high speed without human intervention. Here there is a clear rule: either it meets the standard or it leaves the process. When this phase ends, only the best of the best remains: clean, uniform, and perfectly selected peanuts. At this point, we are no longer talking about agriculture. We are talking about high-level industrial raw material. And now, indeed, these tons of kernels are ready to face the step that really changes everything. Step number 3. Controlled industrial roasting. We reach the exact point where a simple peanut starts to stop being a dried fruit and begins to become peanut butter. The tons of already clean and selected kernels now move toward enormous industrial roasting tunnels. And no, we are not talking about small ovens. We are talking about long structures of glowing steel, designed to work without stopping, day and night, without margin for failure. Inside these tunnels, the peanut is exposed to temperatures of up to 200 degrees for a time measured to the second. Here there is no margin for error. A short roasting leaves the flavor flat and raw, a few seconds too many. They burn it and ruin the entire batch. During roasting, something key happens. The heat causes internal chemical reactions that completely transform the kernel, intensifying the aroma, boosting the flavor of the peanut, and changing the color to that toast that we all recognize. It is here where the peanuts start to smell intensely of the cream that we like so much. When the roasting ends, the peanut is no longer just a seed. Now it is pure aromatic power, ready to face the next step of its transformation. Step number 4. Cooling, dehulling, and grinding. After leaving the roasting, the peanut still cannot move forward. It is too hot, and at this point, the heat can ruin everything. For that reason, the first thing that happens is a fast and controlled industrial cooling. The kernels move through powerful cold air systems that reduce their temperature in a matter of seconds. It is not only to be able to handle them safely. This cooling is key to stopping the internal reactions and fixing exactly the flavor that has just been created in the roasting. Once cold, another decisive moment arrives: dehulling. Although you don't notice it when you eat peanut butter, each kernel is covered by a thin brown skin. That skin provides bitterness, a rough texture, and an unattractive color. Therefore, it must disappear completely. The peanuts pass through high-precision mechanical systems where they are shaken and rubbed against each other, shedding the skin almost completely. Afterward, powerful air currents eliminate it, leaving only what truly matters: the clean heart of the kernel. And now, yes, here comes the moment where everything changes. The tons of already peeled peanuts enter directly into high-power industrial mills. Rollers and pressure systems crush the kernel over and over again. And then the authentic industrial magic happens. The peanut begins to release its natural oils. Nothing is added. There is no water, and there are no external liquids. The peanut's own fat acts as a lubricant and turns the solid into a thick, shiny, and hot paste. The more it is ground, the more fluid it becomes. At this point, the texture is still rustic, somewhat irregular, even grainy. But there is no turning back. The peanut has stopped being a dried fruit. Now it is cream in its pure state, ready to be refined and turned into the product that we all love. Step number 5. Texture adjustment and final recipe. At this point, the peanut butter already exists, but it is not yet the one you recognize in the supermarket. What comes out of the mills is a hot, dense, and powerful paste, but still without that touch that characterizes it. And here is where each brand gambles everything. The thousands of liters of cream pass to final adjustment mixers, enormous industrial tanks where its destiny is decided. First, the creaminess. If the goal is a smooth cream, the paste continues to be refined until any solid remnant is eliminated. But if a crunchy version is sought, part of the roasted peanut is reserved and reincorporated later so that each spoonful has that perfect crunch. And after this, the recipe comes into play. Depending on the final product, small amounts of salt, sugar, or in some cases, a minimal touch of vegetable oil are added to stabilize the mixture. It is right here where a cream goes from being correct to being directly addictive. Each brand guards this step as an industrial secret, because each one has a different touch that makes it truly irresistible. When the adjustment ends, the texture is perfect, the flavor is balanced, and the cream no longer needs anything else. Now yes, it is ready to face its final test and become hundreds of thousands of identical jars. Step number 6. Quality control and safety. Before a single jar of peanut butter leaves the factory, it must pass the strictest phase of the entire process. Here, nothing new is produced. Here it is decided if the product continues or is destroyed. Each finished batch is automatically diverted toward internal quality control laboratories. It is not a quick review. It is a filter designed to detect any failure before it reaches the consumer. First, what is not seen is analyzed. The cream passes through microbiological controls that confirm that no bacteria, mold, or unwanted microorganism exists. If something does not add up, production stops instantly. Afterward comes what you would notice at home: flavor, aroma, and texture. The cream must taste the same today, tomorrow, and in months. It must spread uniformly without separating or changing over time. If it fails here, it does not pass. But there is an even more critical point: allergens. The peanut is one of the most powerful allergens that exist. An error here does not cause a simple return. It could cause serious consequences for the health of the customer. For that reason, absolutely everything is checked. Production lines, equipment, packaging, and complete processes to avoid any type of cross-contamination with other products. Only when the cream passes all controls, without exception, does it receive final approval. At that moment, it stops being a product under testing and officially becomes peanut butter ready to go out into the world and take its place in the supermarkets. Step number 7. Packaging and worldwide distribution. Once the peanut butter has passed all quality controls, its last journey inside the factory begins. Here, flavor and recipe no longer rule. Here, speed, hygiene, and logistics rule. The cream flows directly toward completely automated packaging lines. Empty jars move without stopping along perfectly synchronized conveyor belts. In fractions of a second, high-precision nozzles fill each container with the exact amount of product. Right after comes the sealing. Each jar is closed in a hermetic way, creating a total barrier against air, humidity, and any external contamination. Next, labeling and traceability come into play. Each container receives its complete information: brand, ingredients, production date, batch number, and origin. This allows tracing any jar in case of an incident, from the supermarket to the exact line where it was produced. Afterward, the jars pass to automatic palletizing. Robotic arms stack thousands of units, forming pallets ready to travel all over the planet. And then, the factory opens to the world. Trucks, trains, and sea containers spring into action to distribute the peanut butter to supermarkets, stores, and homes in dozens of countries. Thus, what starts as a peanut growing under the soil ends up converted into a jar that arrives directly at your pantry and forms part of your breakfast, your desserts, or your shakes. To finish, tell us, are you more into smooth or crunchy cream? Do you use it in breakfasts, desserts, or directly by the spoonful? Leave us your answer in the comments. And if you like this tour through the factory, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss the next industrial journey.